Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, the one and only. I didn't really want to drop a video, but the sentiment is terrible. It's terrible out there. People are so miserable by a mere drop from here to here. I've never seen sentiment this bad. Now it goes to show that majority of participants were holding altcoins, and everyone was caught swimming naked, unfortunately. I did warn participants. I did tell folks that we're going to see lower prices. Now, I'm not a perma bear or a perma bull. I'm just going to state the facts and give you what I think is going to happen next. Now, Bitcoin is at this kind of critical area, to be honest. So we're at 108 and everyone's kind of losing their shirts. Everyone's desperate for some answers, desperate for some meaning in this. But to be honest, Bitcoin went from 15K to 125K, and every single pump was smaller and smaller. Every single pump was smaller and smaller. The first one was a nice pump, a glorious pump that went from, let me show you, from here to here. Oh, there we have it. I already prepared it. So we have a glorious pump from here to here, went up 96%, 123%, then we have 58%, and then finally we have a smaller pump. Each and every pump, ladies and gentlemen, gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Because of diminishing returns, you need more volume, more capital to push this thing higher. Now the next leg, the next cycle is going to be other participants. It's not only going to be institutions, it might be governments, but that's here nor there. We're going to talk about what happens next. Now the line in the sand is right over here, right here, 108. Matter of fact, I prepared another chart for you. Let me show you this chart instead, and then it can really calm you down a little bit, because a lot of folks use feelings for interpreting what they see in the charts. They use a hell of a lot of feelings, unfortunately. So we're going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you this. Okay, this is a gauge to understand where we are in this cycle. Now this is the 50-day moving average, 100-day moving average, 200 and 300-day moving average. We don't really want to concentrate on none of this except for the 350-day moving average. We will show you, I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, this cycle, every time we were above the 300-day moving average, we're still in a bull market. As you can see here, exhibit A, exhibit B, we touched this, kissed it, and we moved up higher. Exhibit C, we touched this again and moved up higher. And exhibit D, we are getting closer to this period. It moves up into the right, so it could kiss around 105 depending on the volatility of Bitcoin. I don't like to follow the news too often because most of it is just noise. I'm going to say the N-word. Narrative follows price. Narrative always follows price. They will give 101 reasons why this thing happened, or why we had this crash, or CZ, or Binance, or whatever. The narrative follows price. This is the last previous cycle, and we kissed the 300-day moving average. We kissed it. Everyone thought we were heading into a bear market, and then we continued to go up higher and higher. That was the first kind of warning sign for Bitcoin. This time over here in 2021 December, we closed below this period. We went back up, tried to regain the 300-day moving average, and the rest was history. I'm going to show you another magic trick. This is on the weekly of the 300-day moving average. If we are in a bear market. Now this day was going to happen. I'm sorry if you didn't make your 100x. I'm sorry you didn't make your 5,000x. I'm sorry that didn't happen, but the market doesn't care about our feelings. Unfortunately, it doesn't care. If it did, we'd all be billionaires by now. So this marked the very bottom. So if we have a bear market condition, then the next time we revisit this 300-day moving average will be at the 350-day moving average. Now we normally have bear markets. That's a fact of life. That's how the world works. There are times when markets go up and times when markets go down. Just like the weather, just like the seasons, we have summer, winter, and so on and so on. So we will see a bear market. That's a fact. But will we see a bear market today? I don't think so. I can tell you what I believe and what I want. It's not a bear market until we close on the daily below the 350-day moving average. Now, the catch is, unfortunately, Bitcoin, by the time it gets to there and underneath the 300-day moving average, altcoins get decimated. They get decimated. Now, you know the rule of thumb on this channel, we fill the wicks. Maybe we fill the wicks here, or maybe we fill the wicks later. But the matter of the fact is, just like taxes, just like life and death, we will fill the wick. Let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. It wicked all the way to 63. This isn't rocket science. What happens? We fill the wick. Now, we've done this a few times. Filled the wick here and filled the wick over here, filled the wick. There's so many wicks that we filled. Even in the previous cycle, we have filled wicks. A lot of folks think that this wick wouldn't be filled. And guess what? It got filled. Now, I don't know it's going to get filled now, later, but what I can tell you is we will fill the wicks. Let's look at our favorite chart, the chart that basically predicts everything. You don't need to look at any other chart but this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're new here, we've been covering this for a very, very long time. Let me get rid of the EMAs, the MAs, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. This, ladies and gentlemen, is underneath the EMA clouds. Now, we can dissect this bit by bit by bit by bit. Every time we're underneath this, you know, this little pretty green wave, every time we're underneath that, that means we're heading down. We kissed it, so that means we're heading down. Okay, we've done this numerous times. We kissed it right over here underneath. The first time we bounced, the second time we kissed underneath the EMAs and we headed downwards. The rest is history. Now, pay attention here because we have a few situations on our hands. I can't lie, we do have a few predicaments on our hands. Now, the first scenario is here. We need to get to 0.27. We're very, very close. I can smell the fear. I can smell the anger, the capitulation, the desperateness. But don't fright. Yeah, don't get scared and fearful just yet. We've done the same thing here. And the reason why we done this, well, I can give 100 reasons, but one of the main reasons why we had an epic reversal was because of QE, my friends. So back here in 2017, during the Trump administration, we had QE. This period is not what we want. We don't want this period because this period is, I hate to say it, 2019, okay? This period right over here was 2019. Now, 2019 for Bitcoin and alts was terrible. Then we had, of course, you know, the epic run that we had. That's the class of 2021. All of the class of 2021 just remember booms. They remember everything going higher and higher, and they have recency bias. So they've come into crypto expecting with high expectations, yet the reality is different. They came with high, super high expectations. Now, the next class are not going to have high expectations. So what's going to happen? What do you think about the next class of crypto participants? Now, I digress. Right here and here, we had a bear market. Now, this is not what we want to see. We want to see this right here. From here to here, this was a pump. That meant Bitcoin went up. If Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. We need to see Bitcoin go up higher for altcoins to go parabolic. If that doesn't happen, then we're going to have this period. Bitcoin actually underperformed alts. But the main reason why it underperformed alts is because most alts went down 90%. They couldn't go any lower. They couldn't go any lower. So the liquidity dried up from alts and Bitcoin had nowhere to go. Literally had nowhere to go. So it went lower and lower. So the moral of the story is we will fill this wick. And Bitcoin, it has to hold. It has to. If it doesn't, and we get to 104, 100K, well, there's your answer. But by then, it's too late. Your altcoins are down 99%. Majors will do fine. Ethereum, Solana, some of the cults out there will do fine. XRP, ADA, those ones will do fine. But the other ones, the smaller caps, the unloved, they will go down drastically. My opinion. I'll tell you my opinion. I am still bullish until otherwise. Now, it looks terrible. It looks terrible out here. The S&P 500 has formed a weekly indecisive candle, but I've seen things turn around. I'll give you this, for example. Now, the Wicks, we don't talk about it too much on this channel, but it is quite interesting to note the Wicks. Every time during this cycle, the Wicks has gone to higher highs, it marked the bottom for Bitcoin. Okay, so I'll show you Exhibit A. Exhibit A right over here, we formed the bottom. Oh, I've got it prepared already. Look at me. Every time during this cycle, when the Wicks went higher, Bitcoin bottomed. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. Every time. Now, the $1 million question is, has the Wicks finished his run? Has it really finished his run? Maybe, just maybe. So maybe, just maybe, we head to the 350 MA, scare more folks, and head up higher. I'm still calling for 145K. It looks crazy. I know it looks crazy. 4-year cycles are a thing of the past. I might be wrong. Ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be the first one to put my hands up. I'll be the first one. I will be the first one to put my hands up. But the journey's not done. Altcoins will bleed, Bitcoin will go up higher, and Ethereum will head up higher.